Hey guys, Zach Tyler here, coming at you with a little introduction to the new set, and not really all the normal things are in the set, because pretty much everyone's heard about those, and there's kind of no point to really talk about them. Not that there's no point, just that everyone knows Atlanteans are males and all this other shit's coming out, and it's going to be broken. So I was thinking that I'd make a video just about some of the more undercover cards that are coming out soon, slash, in the new set, and just kind of talk about them. Not all of them are that great. But there's a lot of them are more interesting, I guess you could say. So anyways, we'll just go right into it. And it's more of a fun video than anything. So keep that in mind. First, we got High Medallion Arts. Target 2 Medallion Beast monsters in your graveyard. Special summon both targets. Then XYZ summon one XYZ monster using only those two monsters as its XYZ materials. So it's kind of a cool card, a little medallion support. If the the requirements for it are met, it's pretty much a one card XYZ summon. So it's pretty good. Like, one card Utopia, one card, etc., etc. So kind of something to think about when trying to build Medallion Beast. Firedance and the fire cards are coming out soon. I'm not sure if it's the next set. I think it is, but maybe it's the set afterwards. These guys are going to be interesting. I've heard that I haven't seen the synergy in them yet, but I've heard they're going to be pretty retarded and kind of broken. So that's something to really look out for. You can read the effects right there as I wrote through them if you want. Next card, this is more of an interesting card than anything. XYZ Firefight. When an XYZ monster you control is destroyed by battle, pay 1,000 life points. Both players reveal one XYZ monster in their extra deck whose rank is lower than the rank of the destroyed monster, and the player who revealed the monster with the lowest attack takes damage equal to the difference between the attacks of the revealed monsters. If your opponent does not reveal a monster, they take damage equal to the attack of your revealed monster. So again, it's not that great. It would never be ran. It was just, I thought it was kind of interesting. It was kind of like, if you're making a troll deck or something, playing this in there, it'd be kind of funny, especially if you're going against something that uses a lot of synchros like psychics or 6-ams. But yeah, that's about all there. And then you have some of the heroic things coming out. I'm sure you guys have seen a little bit of these, and I've actually seen a pretty, because I faced a pretty decent deck that someone made with these guys in mind, especially when you go for the ninja person or Excalibur, because then they get extra 1,000 attack, and that just makes it even better for the OTKs. Cashback. When your opponent activates a life point, when your opponent pays life points to activate a spell card, trap card, effect, monster effect, negate the activation. If you do, return that card to the owner's deck. So that'd be good in some decks. Perhaps like skill drain decks that are usually going to run summons and skill drain, or Lightsworn decks. Again, not that great. I just thought it was kind of interesting to mention. And now we're going to kind of go into the cards that I think could actually be playable. So we'll go into the first one. A More Perfect Union. During each player's standby phase, the turn player chooses the level of one monster they control, then sends all of the face-up monsters they control of a different level than that monster to the graveyard. So that's interesting for several reasons. Just because versus some decks that really can fuck them up. And during each player's standby phase, you have to, so it kind of fucks you up too. I kind of take that bad. This card isn't really playable. It's more of a fun card too. Now we'll go into the cards that I think are playable. But yeah, I still think this card's really cool. Glacia, the Elemental Lord. Everyone's heard of this card. It's going to be the water monster. The Grand Soul of Waters, except for now, is quite as good. It has the same requirement as Grand Soul. Have to have exactly 5 water monsters in your graveyard and cannot be special summoned by other ways. When special summon, discard 2 random cards from your opponent's hand, or their entire hand if less than 2. You can only use the effect of him once per turn, and if you move from the field, you skip your next battle phase. So he's good. The old reading said you have to discard 2 cards from your opponent's hand. So if they didn't have 2, it sucked. Now with the new reading, it says or their entire hand if less than 2, which is awesome for the fact that it's a huge minus for your opponent just getting him out, and you can just get him out if you have 5 waters, which in some decks are going to be ridiculous. Definitely look out for him. I think he's going to be played a lot, especially once the Atlantean shit comes out. Next, Memory of an Adversary. Very interesting card. So when an opponent monster declares an attack, you take damage equal to the attacking monster's attack, and if you do, banish that monster. During the end phase of your opponent's next turn, special summon that monster to your side of the field. So there's 2 things about it. There's pros and cons. Pros, it acts as if a D-prison. Literally, it just banishes the monster the same way, so you get it off the field. You can also protect your monsters with it, just because if they declare an attack, you take damage equal to the attacking monster's attack. So it acts as a prison in that way. And at the end of your opponent's next end phase, you get control of whatever monster it was, and it gets through pretty much everything, Stardust or anything like that. So you take their BLS, you take their Stardust Dragon, you take their Scrap Dragon, you take their, whatever. Drawbacks to it, you're going to take a direct life point damage, which can kind of suck. Depending on the monster, though, I mean, it might as well say, pay 2,500 life points to blah blah blah. So, kind of look at it that way. Another drawback, it's during the end phase of your opponent's next turn. So, until you get that, you're going to be not necessarily minusing, but because you minus them one, but you're going to be down the life point thing. However, it could be extremely good, especially if you're pacing an aggro backrow deck, for example, like Worms or Glad Beast. This card could be, I think, amazing. I'm definitely going to test it in a couple of my Worm builds. And then the MVP of the next card comes out, the one that I'm pretty much most looking forward to, and I'm going to run a lot. The next in the Forbidden series, Forbidden Dress. This card's retarded. Quick play spell card like all the others. Target one face-up monster on the field. Until the end phase, it loses 600 attack, but it cannot be targeted or destroyed by other cards' effects. So pretty much this is a walking safe zone that's chainable, and I think it's awesome. I mean, it's kind of like Lance, except that it covers more of a field, because not only can it be targeted, but it also can't be destroyed by other card effects, monster, spell, and trap. The only difference between Lance and Dress is that the attack deficit is slightly less, which can be good or bad depending on what you're trying to do. So yeah, this card's going to be retarded. I think it's going to be, I wouldn't say used over Lance, but used equal to Lance. And I really want to test decks with like having two Lances or two Dresses in there, because it stops people with their shit. Like you go special summon whatever, they bottomless, you dress it, and it does the same thing Lance does, except that you can run like 2 and 2, and I think that'd be a really good thing. So anyway, guys, that was just it. Again, most of these are silly, but some of these are actually serious, and I hope you guys liked the video. So this is X signing out, and I'll see you guys later.